Hey creative, what's up? It's your girl Jamila and welcome back to my laboratory. Y'all, today we're going to make stencils out of freezer paper and use it to make our own custom doormat. Of course, I'll walk you through that whole process, and everything I use will be listed below in the description box of this video. And if you like this video, you learned something new, make sure you give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and make sure that bell notification's on so you don't miss any of my upcoming craft tutorials. Okay, creators, so the first thing we're going to do is grab this SVG from Creative Fabrica. This is the one I'll be using for our project, okay? So you're just going to go ahead and download that. And if you don't have a Creative Fabrica account, I highly advise you to go ahead and grab one because Creative Fabrica is a monthly subscription and you could come in and download as much stuff as you want, okay? So all this stuff over here, there's literally no limit. And you get the commercial and full print on demand usage, okay? I love Creative Fabrica. So the link for this will definitely be in the description box of this video. So once you have this file downloaded, we're just going to go ahead and open up a blank canvas. I'm going to be using my Siser Juliet, so I'm doing this in Leonardo Design Studio, but this can be done in any software you use for whatever cutting machine that you're using, okay? It's all pretty much the same thing, just maybe a few different keystrokes or whatnot, you know? Okay, first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and import my SVG, so I'm going to hit Control I on my keyboard and go ahead and grab in my file, make it editable, and hit OK. So first thing for me is I'm going to take that and I'm going to ungroup it. So I don't want this Save the Pumpkins. And I'm going to change this stem from brown to green. I guess I really don't need to, but when I'm cutting this out and printing it back together, it just helps me visualize. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and grab a square. And I'm going to make it the same dimensions as my doormat, which is like 18 by 30. I don't even have to stretch it out. I can just go over here and type it in. It's 30. Uncheck this box. And 18. Okay, let's zoom out. Okay, so I'm going to take this green and I'm going to put it to the back. Oh, and it sounds like, where are my pumpkin stems? Let me change this to, let's just do 2. Okay, so we have that. And let me lock this. Okay. Grab these. Oh, I locked everything. I didn't want to lock everything, just that square. I was like, why can't I do it? Okay, cool. Got it. Alright, so this is our doormat. Let's go down here and grab some text. And we're going to type in check your. And I want the impact font. Oh, that would have been cute. And honestly, like all these fonts, well not all, but a lot of these fonts are from Creative Fabrica as well. Y'all can download SVGs, PNGs, fonts. Like it's just so much you can do with Creative Fabrica. So I definitely encourage you guys to go ahead and check that out. And if you don't have an account, with the link I'll leave in the description box of this video, you'll be able to get 10 free downloads, okay? Okay, let's do that. And now I'm just really just kind of sizing everything. Check your. Okay. I could group these together for now. Okay. And text again. We're going to say pumpkins. I just thought this was like a cute breast cancer awareness doormat kind of thing. Okay, let's get as big as we can get without actually hanging off the edge of anything. All right, there it is, y'all. That is our doormat. Let's do, because I don't want these to cut out on the same thing, so we're going to change this from pink to black. My text is going to change my text. No, don't want black, because then it's going to be with the skeleton hands. Let's do white. I'm going to paint it white. Yeah, and we can actually, oh, let me go back to my layers, unlock this teal, and we can actually change, cancel, take that teal to, that's such an ugly color, but I wanted it to be brown. I don't feel like trying to find brown on this color wheel. What is the color code for brown? That is something that I will look up. Okay, whatever, we'll just do that. Alright, cool. So yeah, this is kind of what our mat is going to give. So if this looks good to you, you can go ahead and proceed. Let's delete. Oh wait, I was like, oh no, everything is gone. But it is white. Okay, let me put this on a 12 cutting mat, 12 by 24. And I'm only doing that because to be able to send this to Juliet, everything kind of needs to be on the mat. And we can ungroup that. I'm going to take set on. Well, you know what? Don't worry about it. I can just take all of you and turn you this way. Why is this not cooperating? Okay, there we go. Just turn you that way so that you're on the mat. Okay, everything's on the mat. Hit send design. All artwork that fits on the page. That's why we turned it that way. And hit send. And now you see it's all separated. I want that stem and that pumpkin together. So let me go back. I guess I'll just change it to the pink. I should actually like weld that together, but I don't feel like fooling with it. So just keep that in mind when you're doing your design to, I guess you can weld it if you need to. And let me take, separate these words. So now, whether you reverse this or not, well, when I say reverse, I mean mirror, right? Whether you mirror this or not depends on how you put your freezer paper onto your mat. A lot of people say shiny side up. And if you do shiny side up, you'll need to mirror it. But I think it comes off your mat easier if you do the shiny side down, which is basically the side that actually has the wax on it, right? So if you put the wax onto the mat, you don't need to mirror. So I'm putting the wax side down, so I'm not going to be mirroring it, okay? But depending on what side you put down, you may or may not need to mirror. And if it doesn't make sense now, it'll make sense in a few seconds when we actually start putting the freezer paper onto the mats as the stencils. Alright, so we have all this, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut this out with my Juliet, and then we'll finish on with the project. Okay guys, so I'm going to go ahead and put my freezer paper onto my mat, and like I said, I'm doing this waxy slash shiny side down, and I'm just making sure it's adhered to my mat really well. And it is going to be a little too big for your mat, so you're just going to cut those edges off. But I saved my edges because I was actually able to use those pieces for the text on the mat. So save your pieces, y'all. Don't throw it away, okay? So like I said, for this project, I'm using my Siser Juliet, but again, you can use any color that you want. Now, depending on how you have your blade positioned in your Juliet or your Romeo, your cutting settings might be a little different from mine, but I'm doing a speed setting of 10 and a cut setting of 10 as well, and that worked perfect for me, okay? And again, I'm using the 12 by 24 mat for this project. And you guys, everything listed will be in the description box of this video, okay? So make sure you check that out to grab your supplies. And y'all, this is why I love Juliet. Look at this. I flipped the paper over and I just rolled my mat off, and I didn't have to do any weeding, okay? Perfect cut, perfect pressure, perfect settings. Like, it just literally weeded itself for me. Okay. And I'm using freezer paper, but you can also do this with HTV. Well, I don't want to say HTV. I'm not really sure about HTV, but you can do it with the 651 like sticky removable adhesive vinyl. Honestly, anything that can be cut into a stencil will probably work. You know, HTV actually probably would work, but I just haven't tried it, so I don't want to tell you guys wrong, okay? So you can really use a variety of materials for these projects, but I like the idea of using freezer paper just because it's so inexpensive and you get a lot, okay? So once you have everything weeded, I'm going to take, I'm putting the waxy side down onto my mat, right? And I'm just going to take my easy press and I'm just going to basically kind of melt the wax onto the mat so that it stays in place and doesn't move while I'm doing my painting. If that makes sense, like you're just going to apply a little bit of heat. Now, this is the first easy press Cricut ever made, so it only goes to up to like 360 degrees. So, I mean, I just put it at the max heat and just moved it all the way around until I just felt like this was adhered. And then I'm just taking some acrylic paint and I'm just going to go start, like applying the paint to this. Now, I will say, I think spray painting this would be the better option. Oh, hold on. Okay, and you can also use painter's tape or pins, like the little sewing pins to hold these in places. I think for like, there's like, for this design, there's a few, like delicate pieces. I feel like I should have held down in pins better. If I would have put some pins, it would have held down better. But look, at the end of the day, it all turned out fine. But these are just a few things I noticed I could have did better while I was doing this project, and I want to give those tips to you. So I started off, so I'm just using some acrylic paint. I'm using like the little cheap acrylic paint that I found in Walmart. Like I said, I think spray painting would be better because this took a lot of paint. Like it really, really, it's like a paint eater. Like it really soaked up this paint, you guys. I alternated between using some makeup sponges that I just had laying around, and then I switched to foam brushes, and I also used a small paintbrush as well. I think the foam brushes worked the best, and I alternated between like stamping it in there and kind of swatching it. I don't know. I mean, I feel like they all worked. So I can't really tell you which method of applying the paint is better because at the end of the day, it all it all worked out. It all went on there. But I will say I did multiple layers of each color. Like I would do a layer, let it dry for a little bit, come back and do another layer just because I really wanted my colors vibrant and wanted it to pop. And for so when I felt like it was dry, I would go ahead and put my other layer of my stencil on and just basically we are just repeating the process, okay? Putting the stencil down, laying it flat with my easy press, and to help the drying process, I am using my heat gun as well, okay? I really hope that you guys are enjoying this video. Yeah, people are making a killing doing these doormats. So don't just do like I mean, you could do the generic like hello, welcome to my patch type stuff, but be creative, okay? Because listen, the only limitation is your mind. And I actually ended up messing up this project, y'all. And when I tell you I was so mad, I could have just threw the whole mat in the garbage. But in the end, I'll show you how I salvaged it. Actually, where I messed up at is I put it's supposed to say check your pumpkins, but I put pumpkins at the top like I was not paying attention. Like, what? How? I have no idea how I did that. Actually, I was actually kind of tired when I was doing this project. So don't craft tired. So this is how I just came and kind of fixed it. I added some leopard print. I said, hey, pumpkins, check yours. Like, like somebody walking up to the door, like, hey, pumpkin. I don't know. I hope that worked out. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you make this, share it with me. I would love to see. As always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you later.